Hey guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. I am your host, just Jocelyn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is season 6, episode 19. Oh my goodness, episode 19, which means we only have one more episode after today before season 6 is complete. So for everybody that's just joining this new season, welcome. Of course, I appreciate everybody's support and all of y'all just rocking with me. It's been a long time. We're coming up on 3 years of Talk to Me Tuesday, over 100 episodes. So we're at like 118 episodes, going into our 7th season. So it's extremely exciting. I know I always enjoy like looking back on some of the previous episodes, topics, and things like that. So I always like to let you guys know where we are, especially for the people that are just joining or, new to the Talk to Me Tuesday wave and y'all haven't been around to know, the journey. So I appreciate you all, of course. So just so y'all don't know, that after episode 20 of season 6, I do take a break. So season finale will be next week, and then we will be on a little break. So of course y'all can check out Just Be You TV for any previous episodes of Talk to Me Tuesday. The link is in my bio on both Facebook and Instagram, so y'all can go see any old episodes of Talk to Me Tuesday y'all want, anything from season 6 or beyond. You can go to episode 1, whatever you want to do. So you can check all that out on my website or on my YouTube channel. So you have an opportunity to do that while y'all are going to be missing me, because I know y'all are, because I'm going to be missing y'all. Every time I take a break in between seasons, I always be like, oh man, who I'm going to talk to, what I'm going to do. So I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll just be working on better content and better ideas and better topics. So don't worry, I'll be around. I'll still be working even in between. But I did just want to kind of give y'all that heads up. So when after next week and y'all be looking for me on Tuesday, I don't want y'all talking about me like, well, where's she at? What's she doing? She talking about consistency, yada, yada, yada. So yes, I will be on a break. And like I said, just hopefully trying to bring you guys better things. I'm manifesting some amazing things for season 7. So I'm praying that they all come true. And you guys can continue to pray for me and for the show to progress. So yeah, that's where we are. How's everybody doing? I want to welcome you all to the show and get right into our topic. This topic is a really heavy one. And I'm not in my nose, y'all, but this little nose ring, y'all see, is a little annoying, so it's itching me. But this topic is, I think, really heavy. So it's a lot to go into it. I hope that you guys give a lot of feedback. Don't forget, if you have a question, try to comment it below. I will definitely try to get to your comments. Of course, if you are enjoying the show, please share to 5 of your friends, 5 of your followers. You can do it right now through your DMs on Instagram or Facebook. Share it on your page, whatever the case, so that your friends and family can join into the conversation. Because again, this is going to be a good topic. So not that question. So today's topic is focus and prioritize. So I think that I know for a fact that I've had shows in the past about balance. I've had shows in the past title, probably, I know that I had a show, I think in season 3, and if I can find it, I will post it on my page just so you guys can check it out and cross-reference today's show versus that show. But it's always a really good topic to go into, and I feel like I bring it up every other season because it is very valid. And a lot of times, we kind of forget to, prioritize our lives and balance out the things that we have going on. So many of us have so many things going on, but it can get a little overwhelming, or you be so focused on one thing that you don't really get a chance to kind of make sure everything is being taken care of. So that's what today's show is about. And yeah, so of course, like I said, if you guys have any questions related to the topic, please comment below. Even if I don't get to them right away, I do still see them, and I might have time in the show to get to them. So definitely give me your feedback. Definitely let's stay interactive, because I don't like to just be talking. I want to make sure that y'all are hearing me, that y'all are understanding, y'all are comprehending what I'm saying, and that we're all on the same page. And of course, if there's any feedback, if you disagree with something that I say, that's cool too. Just let's communicate, let's discuss. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So again, the topic is focus and prioritize. So I do want to, not saying that you guys don't know definitions and that y'all are stupid, but I like to highlight and start off with the definition of prioritize, right? So to prioritize something is to designate or treat something as more important than something else. Basically, in a nutshell, a secondary definition is to determine the order of dealing with certain items or tasks according to their relative importance. So those are the two areas in which, those are the two definitions that we're going to utilize in regards to prioritizing our lives, because it is very applicable, and the balance and aspect is applicable to all areas of our lives. So that's what we're going to kind of get into. So I don't know how many of you guys are having issues with balance. I know me personally, it's an ongoing struggle. I'm always trying to, whether I get wrapped up in being so focused on my business, I'm so focused on my brand that I kind of forget my personal life, or you get so wrapped up in your personal life that you forget about your family, or your responsibilities and your children and your household and things like that. Sometimes we be so wrapped up in our households that we forget about ourselves, and we're doing everything for the house, and we're always buying this and buying things for the kids, and then you haven't had your hair or your nails done in forever, or you haven't elevated your career, you haven't gone back to school. So it's always a way to do everything that you need and want and desire to do, but just figuring out how to do it and what has what importance and what's the level in which they can all be fit in. Because I feel like we can kind of do it all. You just have to kind of allocate appropriately. So that's where we're going with this topic. Cool. Stop staring at me. So basically the major point that I want to get into is figuring out what is the level of importance in some of these situations, right? So more often than not, we have everything going on. And I'm going to speak for myself personally, especially in this particular topic, because y'all already know I don't talk about anything that I either am not going through currently or have previously gone through, just got over, or, witnessed firsthand that somebody else may be experiencing. So with the balancing aspect, again, like I said, it definitely becomes an issue. It becomes like a hardship. It can cause stress and anxiety when you're trying to do so many things at one time. Or when you look at your to-do list and you got 35 things on there and you really just don't know where to begin. You don't know where to begin, what to do, where to start. And, everything is needed, which it wouldn't be on the to-do list if you didn't need to do it. So I know for me, my struggle has always been figuring out what's important, what to focus on right now. How can I get this done, handle this, take care of this, make sure I'm here without stretching myself absolutely so thin that I become invisible and nothing gets done. Because that has been my experience. When I have so many things to do and I feel overwhelmed with that aspect of like, oh, I got all this shit to do, then I really will do nothing. And I'm not saying that I'm proud of that, but realistically speaking, I know that a lot of you guys can identify because most of y'all talk to me offline, or, I know some of you personally, or just life's experience just prove that that's the case and that's the situation. And more often than not, that is how, we operate. When you feel overwhelmed, you don't really know what to do. So you just say, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. I'm taking a nap. I'm throwing the to-do list over on the side, and I'm going to get a drink. Because now I'm stressed about the idea that I got all this stuff to do that's stressing me out. It's really, really, really hard. And it will really play a trick on you. And it allows you, and what happens when you do that is it just makes more and more days pass in which you have not completed anything. So you get so overwhelmed with the idea of now I got all this stuff that you don't do anything, and now nothing has gotten done. So now Tuesday done passed, Wednesday done passed, now it's Friday, now it's the weekend, now next week has come, now it's the end of the month. Oh damn, now it's the summertime, now it's the winter time, now I gotta get ready for school, now I gotta do this. So it's always something. So if you allow that to consistently be your cycle, and the way that you deal with things and the way you handle things, then it will consistently and always be your lifestyle. And again, I'm speaking from experience because that has been my lifestyle for probably like 7 years, if I'm honest. I'm just getting a little bit better with the days. Every day I get a little bit better with like focusing on one thing at a time and then prioritizing the things that are important. So that's why the topic is focus and prioritize, because some of us, there comes a time where we will choose one thing to focus on. And it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing today, or right now in this period of my life, or for the next 3 months, I'm only focusing on this. Some of you guys, listen, I'm only focusing on my music, or I'm going to focus on going back to school. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm not going out. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do this. I'm focusing on school, or I'm focusing on my music, or I'm focusing on my brand, or I'm focusing on a new business, or I'm focusing on my relationship, or I'm focusing on my children. And we get so wrapped up in that focus that we don't do anything else. So you still have to understand that there's different areas in your life that still needs to be accommodated and tend to during this time. So that can be your main focus in the grand scheme of things. If it's just like, well, I want to write a book, and I want to make music, and I want to do plays, and I want to act, and I want to do hair, and I want to travel, and I want to do this. So in the grand scheme of things, it's just like, okay, hold on, one thing at a time. So start with that. So you got to narrow that list down. But on a day-to-day, just because you're, for example, focusing on your music or focusing on writing a book, do you think that you can neglect your relationships? That you can neglect your personal life? That you can neglect your family and your household and your children? That, you can neglect your friends? And, so you have to still find a balance even within that. So you're focusing on your major goal, your primary goal. Your larger scheme goal is, hey, I'm working on my book, or hey, I'm working on my music. So for the next 6 months to 6 months to a year, that's all I'm going to be focusing on as far as taking on a new project. My main project is just the music. So that's it. But you still have to figure out then, how do you allocate and delegate and get to and tend to your daily life, the things that you still need to tend to on a regular basis? How do you focus on your career or on your music and on your passion and the things that you're trying to do, and not end up, yes, I see somebody said it right here, and then not realize that you're neglecting your children because now you're only in the studio. All you're doing is focusing on this. I'm out here, I'm going to shows, I'm going to the studio, I'm writing all the time, I'm locking myself in my room, I need to write outside, I need to do whatever, and you haven't taken your kids to the park, you ain't took them out to eat, y'all don't never do anything, you don't never have any time because you focus. And it's not to say that it's anything wrong with having goals, but that's where the balance and the prioritization comes in, because you have got to figure out, okay, here's the thing. I know I'm doing this. However, how can I still make sure that none of my priorities are not getting left by the wayside because now I'm chasing my dream? So that's what we want to talk about, because that tends to happen. Think about how many people that you may or may not know, whether it might be a celebrity that you've seen, we just hear their information or their story secondhand, or somebody you may know personally. You're trying to, pursue a goal, even if it's not music or something like that. It can be, I'm just trying to go to school to be a nurse. Perfect example. Okay, so I'm going to school. I work during the day. I work my bullshit job during the day. Then I go to school at night. Then by the time I get home, I'm too tired. My kids is already in the bed. I wake up super early. I'm running out the door. They eating Pop-Tarts. Their dad gonna drop them off, or the school bus gonna pick them up. And then, it's the same thing every day. By the time they get home from school, they either, go to after school program, or they with the babysitter, and then they eat dinner. You don't get to sit and have dinner with your family. You don't get to take a shower and, watch your kids, and y'all don't watch TV together and watch a movie, and you don't get that experience. So if you're doing that, nursing school, for example, is 3 years? I don't know. I've never been a nurse and I never tried to be one, but let's say that's 3 or 4 years. So you're doing that on a consecutive basis on a day-to-day for 3 years. So imagine your child starts off 4 years old with you living like this, and now they're 7, and before you know it, little John about to be 8 years old, talking, walking, making his own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, tying his shoes, know how to put a load of clothes in the washer, reading, writing, watching stuff on YouTube. And you're like, when did you start watching that? And it's just like, well, I've been kind of doing that. And it's not anything for you to feel bad about, but it's just a way to bring it all to light and make it make sense to everybody that these things happen. And it's so easy to get caught up in it and not realize, and sometimes until it's too late. You don't want to be in that situation where you're looking at your kids and it's just like, hey, damn, 5 years flew by. Last I seen you, you was 10 years old, 10 years old, following me around, asking me questions and wanting me to buy you a little toy dinosaur. Next thing I know, I see you cursing on the internet and you got an Instagram and you sending girls pictures of your ding ding. It can happen. It happens. Kids grow, families grow, times change, things happen. And when you are not there and you're not present in the moment, you're not present in that space, and you're just coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. When you're not coming and going, you're dead tired, so you're sleeping, or you're grouchy, or you don't have that energy to give them or give that time to your partner. Because the kids are one thing, but some of you guys don't have kids. So think about when you're chasing a goal or chasing a dream, and then you are neglecting your partner. So some people like to say, well, my partner should understand that I'm trying to be successful and I got dreams and goals and aspirations. But you also have a man, and if that's the case, then be single. If you cannot prioritize and realize what's most important. You don't have to work 7 days a week and then go to school 5 days a week, and then the only 2 days you got, you dead tired, dead sleep. Figure it out. You have to figure out how to focus and prioritize your situation. So yes, I'm focusing on my main goal. And it may take me 3 years to go to school part-time, opposed to trying to do this accelerated full-time program that I'm trying to get done in 9 months. And then I miss some valuable quality time with my mate, or some valuable quality time with my family, or some valuable quality time with myself. Do you know how much that will burn you out running? I've done it. I have done it. I've been a full-time hairstylist and got up at 7:30 in the morning. It was in the shop from 9 in the morning to 1 in the morning, and then never see my kids. Always had money though. So then that's where the other turnaround to it is. You have to figure out what is important. How do you allocate these things, and how do you prioritize? What is the level of importance with everything that it is that you're trying to do? Because some people, you will have them say, I ran into a woman that told me, I'm working so hard right now so that I can have a better life for my kids. And a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people, their whole concept of success is, to leave something amazing to their children, leave a legacy for their children, leave a legacy for their family, and, and the generations to come after them, which is great, which is awesome, which is amazing, and which is hella important. But you can't be so focused on the end goal. You can't be so focused on 20 years from now and not be present in all the days that's going to be in between these 20 years. You know how many days you will miss in 20 years? 365 days a year for 20 years. That's a lot of days, a lot of hours, a lot of moments, a lot of monuments, a lot of milestones that you're going to miss because you're so focused on the end goal. So you have to understand, how can I balance all this out? How can I focus on my end goal, but then still be present for the meantime? Because you will miss all that valuable time frame because you're so focused on the end. So you're interested, or your goal is to have something to leave them when you're gone, and they're not even getting to enjoy you while you're here. You have this brand or this business or this company or this store or whatever that you may have left them, but they don't have any memory of you. All they know is, listen, mom is always on the go. She works hard. They may have some nice things to say about you, but you also have to understand that your idea and the idea of the recipient is never the same. Do your children and do your family appreciate that you're a hard worker? Sure, of course. But would they trade in some of those, lavish gifts or expensive items or, pricey PlayStations and things like that for some quality time with you? I think so. And I think if you really take the time to figure it out or address it or speak to yourself first and understand that it may potentially be an issue, and let alone even to bring it up to them, I think that you'll see that your family is there to support you regardless. Your mate is there to support you regardless. You can't be, and this goes for men and women. And I know sometimes it gets a little tricky. I was at an event this weekend, and one of the performers, he said, well, ladies, it's kind of hard with these standards that y'all have on these men, because, y'all want the money, y'all want a brother to come with, he has mad bread, he's able to pay your bills and do this and do that. but then you also want the quality time. More than likely, a man has time and no money, or money and no time. And that kind of stuck out with me, because that's true. And it's not just for men. More often than not, so many people are focused on, if they're trying to have like so much money, or they're focused on that end goal, and it's just like, I just got to do this. I'm trying to get the bread up. I'm trying to buy you a house, buy you a car, buy you a nice ring, do this, do that. Make sure I always have money. Make sure my kids are straight. Make sure my girl's straight. And all you're doing is focusing on working or trapping or whatever it is y'all do to get y'all money these days. Then it's like, but I'll never see you. You never can sleep with me at night. You never, can rub my feet. I can't ever tell you how my day was. Every time I talk to you, you're on your way somewhere, or I'm on my way somewhere. You always crawling in the bed in the middle of the night, and we never get to talk about my day. And you don't know what my dreams and aspirations are, because according to you, you think that all I want is the money from you. So you have to find a way to balance it. You can't say it's anybody's fault. Oh, all they want is money. You can do a little bit of both. You can work a regular time frame. We get greedy. We get so greedy, or we just get sidetracked. We have tunnel vision. And it's hard, because I do like I speak to different business owners, especially small business owners or entrepreneurs, or, people that are just starting out and that have such a dream and such a passion. And they're so passionate about what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And it's like that tunnel vision mindset can be so detrimental in the long run. And most of us, and I'm saying us again, because I've been there, I've experienced this firsthand, literally. My kids are teenagers. I've experienced this. I've lost many relationships because of it. I've stepped out of many relationships because of it, because the concept of the balance is a major deal. It's so major. So you can't have that tunnel vision and all I'm focusing on is my dreams. All I'm focusing on is my business. And what that tells the rest of the people in your life, or the rest of the areas in your life, because it's not all about a person or another individual, but what that tells everybody else or everything else, all the other areas in your life, is that you're not as important as this. You're not as important as my goals. You're not as important as my dream. Because I want to have a restaurant when I'm 45, you have got to sit by the wayside for the next 10 years until I'm ready to get back to you. Now, that's not fair. On one hand, to say to a partner, now granted, a partner has the opportunity to fuck with you or duck you. Like, I'm cool off that, because I'm going to need a little bit more than somebody that's trying to build. If you want to build, I can help. I can build with you, but you're going to have to prioritize this time. You're going to have to allocate it. I can't just literally sit in the background for 10 whole years while you do this. Now, if you can tell me and show me a way that you're going to be able to make sure that I still feel included in your life, and that you can keep me abreast of what's going on, and I can walk alongside of you, and we can do this together. A lot of times we get so wrapped up in all this, chasing our dreams and doing all this, and what we do so much. We do so much, and it's just like, I don't never have time for nothing, because we don't delegate. Because we're afraid to have a team. Because we don't trust nobody. We think everybody's in competition with us. We think everybody's going to steal our ideas. We think, oh, nobody's going to love our business like we do. Nobody's going to do it how I do it. Okay, that may be true. But that's why you hire people. That's why you build a nice team. You take that time to build a team. You take that time to plan out your goals and execute them accordingly, opposed to just trying to do everything and throw yourself into it. Because 9 times out of 10, sorry to break it to you, when you throw yourself into some shit, you be going nowhere fast. You be like, and you be running in fucking place. Because you're not being efficient. You're not being efficient, because take everybody else out the equation. Fuck your kids, fuck your mate, fuck your parents, fuck your family, fuck your friends. Focus on you. If you're going nowhere, you just fast, just moving on a vast pace, on a regular. Pim, 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 pim. You're always on the go. You're always doing this. You're always running. You're always running the streets. You staying out late. You waking up early. You driving here, driving there, drinking, smoking. You're doing everything that you got to do. You in the studio all night. Ain't been to the doctor since you was born, probably. Or since your parents stopped taking you. Ain't been to the dentist. Don't never have a home cooked meal. Don't never sit the fuck down nowhere. And I'm telling y'all from experience, it don't hit you until you pass the fuck out and you be in the hospital for days. So it's like you have got to understand that it's all about a balance. You can still chase your dreams and be successful. Really, the most successful people, they got a life. They take time for themselves. They take a day off like, you know what? I'm tired as fuck. I need to rest. I need to eat. I need to pray. I need to meditate. I need to be around my friends. I need to be around some positivity. I need to go outside. I need to go on vacation. I need to spend some time with my family so I can feel some love. I need to stop staring at the computer all day. I need to get out of the studio. I need to just get out of that mode and give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Take a deep breath. Take a day or two. And if you do that regularly, you can be on go 3 days a week. Running, if that's how you operate. Me, I'm one of those people. Listen, my days that I ain't got nothing to do, I don't do shit. I don't do a motherfucking thing. I don't care if I lay around and don't wake up till 1 a.m. If I don't have anything to do, I'm not doing anything. Because I know the days I got shit to do, I will pack them in. I want to be moving from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. If I'm getting up 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, I need to go to breakfast at 9:30. I need to be dressed. I have to have something to do at 11. I got to have something to do at 1. I got a client at 11, a client at 1. Listen, I got a client at 3. And I need to be somewhere by 6. You know, that's going to be from 6 to 9. 9:30, I'm going to need to eat again and have a drink because the whole day was a lot. And then I'm going to be back I'm going to go out. I'm probably going to mingle, talk, hang out. I ain't going to get home till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Boom, tomorrow, then turn around and I don't have nothing to do. And you think I'm going to want to do what tomorrow? No, I'm relaxing. Then that may be a day where, okay, I got it into 2:30 in the morning. I probably won't wake up until like little 9, 10-ish. Maybe I can go to breakfast with my kids or with my girlfriend or my boyfriend or, just take that time and understand that hey, maybe you can meet your friends for brunch. Ain't seen or heard from your best friend in 3 weeks because you're on go. And I'm about to really fuck with y'all, but then these be the same people y'all mad that they ain't supporting you. Well, bitch, I never see you. I don't even know what you're doing. I never see you, never talk to you, never hear from you, but then you're upset that I'm not supporting you. I probably could have supported you better. You got a friend that work at an office building that type 300 words a minute or some shit, and you running around trying to get flyers made. Utilize your resources. Balance some shit out. Delegate some shit. Your best friend already know all your business. She already know what you got going on, what your plans are, what you want to do, what your dreams, goals, and aspirations is. Hey, babe, could you text this? Could you type this up for me? Possibly print it and email it back to me or something like that. I really would appreciate it. And you could give it to me when we go to brunch on Sunday, because that's the day that I'm taking off and taking for myself. Like, you see how easy that is? But we don't want to do that. We like to do stuff the hard way. We like to go until we running on absolute fumes and have nothing left for ourselves. Or until our kids start acting up and we wondering why or what happened. Or when our mate starts complaining and we're wondering why. Next thing you know, now your mate they're not supportive or they don't care about you or they're not supporting your dreams. No, you're not paying them no fucking mind. Now, I'm not saying you trade your dreams to sit up under your partner's ass all day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you put your dreams on hold forever so that your kids can have an amazing life. It's just about balancing it out. Prioritizing your day-to-day task. If it is something that you want to do in a dream or, a goal that you have in place, properly plan it out so that it can be executed appropriately. Take that time to list the steps on what needs to be done. Because if you do that, then you can say, okay, this particular goal, the overall goal is to write a book, let's say. Before that, I got to do an outline. That might take me 3 weeks. Then after that, I got to do this. Might take me like another 2 months. Then this might take me like three months to get done. This might take another 6 to 9 months. Then this, and then figure it out that way. And then with those small individual milestones, then you fit the rest of your life in. Okay, so on what days am I going to write? On what days am I going to do this? If I'm trying to do multiple things simultaneously, when am I going to do this? When am I going to do that? When am I going to do that? Everything has a time. If it's not the time to do that, I'm not doing it. If it's the time to be with my kids and go to soccer practice, or we have lunch on Tuesdays, or, you know, we eat dinner together on Sundays, or whatever it is, put something in place. Put something in place. It's not, scheduling is not the devil. If you schedule things out appropriately and accordingly, you can fit everything in. If you're focused on what the main goal is and you prioritize properly. You have to figure out what's important in your life. You can't get so wrapped up in doing shit and leave the important things by the wayside, all because you're focused on one thing. You got to pay attention, and you have got to give all the important areas of your life that attention. The attention that it deserves and that it needs, so that it can continue to flourish. So whether it is your business, whether it is your career, whether it is your education, whether it is your family, whether it is your partner, whether it is your children, whether it is your personal growth and your personal development, whether it's your friends and your network and, you know, building better relationships, you got to give all those things attention. You can't ignore it. You can't just ignore things and leave them by the wayside and expect them to still, you know, run fluidly. But if you come up with a good plan and really allocate, like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Some things are not as urgent. We be rushing to do the most minute things, like you ain't took your kids to the doctor or scheduled your own doctor's appointment, or, you know, filled out that very important paper or application that you were supposed to do 3 months ago. But you rushing to get the fucking Jordans that came out. Standing in line and shit. No. Okay, so we have a problem. You signing up for yet another masterclass by such and such and such and such for another $250, and you ain't got your brakes done on your car. Like, you know, it's just figuring out what's important. Everything can get done in the time in which it is important. But if something holds priority, you have to know what is at what level. Everything can get done, but you give it the time that it deserves, the time that it needs, the attention that it needs. Everything doesn't need your whole entire day. Just because you have a goal, just because you have a dream, just because you have something that you want to do, that doesn't mean you have to work at it all day, every day. You're not proving anything to anyone. You're not proving anything to anyone because you work all day long. All you're showing the world and your surroundings and your world, your inner world, is what matters and what doesn't. Because you get so hell-bent, that tunnel vision, you get so hell-bent on this one thing that you literally ignore. And I wanted to stay away from using the word ignore, but it's just a fact. And sometimes we don't get it unless you kind of knock us over the head with the truth. I can't sugarcoat this shit. You're ignoring your other obligations. You're ignoring the other important things in your life. Just because something new came about, that doesn't mean you just say fuck everything else. You can't live like that, because what will happen again is one thing will always take precedent over the other, and sometimes it's not even the more important thing. We just get wrapped up, and we get hell-bent, and we get tunnel vision, and we don't think about things or realize things or notice, or even it doesn't even cross our mind that something may be wrong, or, you know, something's going awry until something happens. And sad to say, it's usually when something bad happens. Or, you know, next thing you know, now your nigga broke up with you, and now you want to call all your friends because you done dove headfirst into this relationship. I'm gonna go there because I talked about business, and I don't know if y'all was really getting there, because everybody don't have their own business, everybody don't want their own business. But you dive headfirst into a relationship, and you spending all day, every day with this motherfucker. Everything you do is revolves around the partner. Everything you do, everywhere you go, everything you talk about, everything you buy is, you know, it's all that. And now you're not talking to your friends. Or, you know, now you haven't did anything for yourself. Or your family ain't seen you. Or anything. And then it doesn't hit you until now it's been whatever time, and either y'all are going through something, or your partner get their own fucking life, and they realize that they've been sitting up under your ass, And then now you don't know what to do with yourself. Because you didn't have your own plan and you didn't prioritize your own life. We get so wrapped up in thinking if we don't stay suffocating over a fucking person that we're going to lose them. Or, you know, if we're not up under their ass all the time, then we don't love them or we're not showing them how much we care. No. Show them how much you care and your actions and your words. Back it up. Do what you got to do. Make the time that y'all do spend efficient and then handle your fucking business. Period. Nobody that's going to quit their job because they want to be sitting up under you all day. Don't quit your fucking job to be with me. Because then I'm going to quit you. Why would you do that? I don't want to be your whole entire life. Like, have your own life. Have your own business. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm rocking out. And we're going to do this. So somebody that really cares about you, they're going to handle that one or two ways. They're going to either be like, hey, don't you got something to do today? Because nobody's going to allow you to then just kind of waste away and waste your days. And then if they do, they might take it for granted for a long time. Then they'll get tired of you. Because it's like, girl, you don't have shit going for yourself. All you got going for you is me. Nobody wants that person either. So even if y'all relate to relationships more than, you know, other topics, it's still the same concept. You got to prioritize your whole life. Don't delve into, you know, so far into relationships that you forget about your career. No. You don't have to choose. That's the thing. We always feel like we got to choose, like we can't have both or we can't have it all. It's like you can, but you have to know what that looks like. And you got to be ready to delegate. And you got to make sure you got the right players in place to be able to really live this life. Yes, you can have a career and a successful relationship. Yes, you can have an awesome family and plan for your future at the same time. You can, you know, give your kids good days and, you know what I mean, and have still a quality life while still planning for their future and planting seeds for their future. You know what I mean? You can have, you know, be able to financially provide for your family and live well and comfortably and still spend quality time with them. And not just be a paycheck parent. You don't want to be that parent that's just writing checks, cutting checks. I don't never see you. I ain't got time, but you can take this money and go get whatever you want. So many people get thinking that, oh, well, that's all they care about that's not true. It's not true at all, especially if you have younger kids. Not saying that it doesn't matter with older kids, but especially if you have younger kids. When they're in that molding age or when they're still in that cowling stage or, you know, when they're just in that developmental stage and they're going through one thing, you know what I mean? And before you know it, like I said, 3-4 years, that shit go by fast. But look at the difference from a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. Those 3 years can make a drastic difference. They're two totally different people. And you won't realize you just woke up one day. It's just like, well, damn, when you turn 12? When you get that tall? When did you lose all your teeth? When did your hair start growing? When did you start talking like that? Where'd you learn those words? I didn't know you could read. Like, and it really happens. It sounds funny, but those things happen. And it happens so fast. So you got to be there and be present in those moments. Be present in the day-to-day. Doesn't mean be a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. But you just have to allocate and prioritize. Is my family important? Yes. Is my business important? Yes. Is my personal life important? Is my relationship important? Are my friends important? And it's just like, yes. And how can I figure all this out? How can I fit everything in and still making sure I don't drive myself fucking crazy? How can I do all this comfortably, take my time and do it comfortably, spread it out and do it right? Instead of and running, being a fucking hamster wheel, running nowhere fucking fast. Going around and round and round and round and round and round and round. What can I delegate? Who can I get to help me with this? Heck, actually, I do know somebody that does this really well. I never thought to ask her, but hey, let me delegate or allocate or, you know, utilize her as a resource. Let me do this and allow my partner to take this off my hands. Y'all be in relationships and don't want to let the motherfucker do nothing. You got a whole man at home, but you want to cook, clean, wash the kids up, wash the clothes, fold the clothes, vacuum the floor while you're cooking dinner, changing a diaper. Well, he could do something. And most times they be willing and wanting to do something, but we get so wrapped up in our superwoman syndrome that we won't even allow anybody to help. And that's a mindset on its own that you have to break out of. Because what that tells that person is, number one, you're telling them, I really don't need you. Thanks anyway. So now they're feeling useless. They're not really bringing anything to the table, even though they're, again, willing to help you. But we be tunnel vision, like, I got to do everything. I'm going to do all this. And then we kind of push people away, or we make them feel useless, when we could just be taking the burden off ourselves by just allowing somebody to help us. It doesn't mean that you're still not making your dreams come true. It doesn't make you less of a man or less of a woman if you have somebody helping and supporting you. It just means that you can get more shit done and do things the right way. And not burning yourself out for 3 years opposed to having longevity in your business or having longevity in your career. If you could fucking go hard as shit in nursing school that we talked about earlier, for them first 12 months, it's not going to last that long. Next thing you know, you're going to be so burnt out. You're going to, be too tired to fucking even be a nurse. Because you done gave everything trying to just like burn yourself out in the beginning instead of taking that slow and steady. I'm not saying bullshit around, but if what it takes is for you to push your goals out to 18 months instead of trying to cram them into 9 months, and you can still have your family life, have your personal life, get everything done, take your time, things aren't rushed, and things can flourish and blossom on its own, instead of you trying to force some shit and shove some shit down people's throats or down your own throat and overwork yourself, it's worth it. Space it out a little bit. Find the time. Or if you need it done in that particular amount of time, figure out where you can probably allocate. You know what? Can I afford to pay somebody $50 to do this particular thing? Because if I pay somebody, if this gets off my plate, this one little thing, if I didn't have to do that, and I know that would give me 2 extra hours a day to spend time with my kids, or I'll be able to cook dinner every night, or I'll be able to fuck my man on a regular basis, or anything like that, I'll pay the $50. I don't know about you guys, but yes, I'm cutting that $50 check. For sure you can do this. Take this off my plate. This is something that I know can get done by somebody else. Because sometimes we be trying to do everything and we're not even good at everything. So you're mediocre or half-ass doing shit that you could, whether it's pay somebody or get a volunteer or ask for assistance. Like I said, sometimes it's a friend or family member that can just help you out. Maybe it's one of your followers that's probably dying to be involved or to help you or just to offer their assistance or be a resource to you. But you get so wrapped up in, I got it. It's just like, well, bitch, you're not a graphic designer, so maybe you don't got it. Or you got it, but you did this. So maybe you should have let somebody else do it. I know you got the money. Then you could have did X, Y, and Z instead of trying to do that, which turned out to be bullshit. That, it's really like a pattern, and it really is just like a change of mindset that you would have to get into in order to really make these things stick and make it a lifestyle. Because no matter how you slice it, when you get wrapped up in living the life that you're living, or not prioritizing or not putting things in its appropriate space and time frame, and not giving the right amount of attention and time to the important things and aspects and factors in your life, then shit will come crashing down. And you'll be one of those people with a whole lot of money in this successful business, but your kids don't like you, or you don't have no friends, or you can't find a man, coochie been dry for years. Like all of those things, that's not having it all. That's not success. That's not success. No, it's not. And anybody that says that it is and that they're living it is frauding, and they just haven't gotten to the place where they're ready to accept and admit it. And it's a lot of people that are in that space that will tell you and that they can attest. Like, you have to find a balance. It's so important. It's like imperative. You have got to figure out how to balance these things out and make sure that you're taking care of everything and giving it the time that it needs. And figuring out what's important and what's not. Not everything needs your time and attention right now. Some things can wait. Some things can for sure wait. You picking out light fixtures for your new restaurant that you plan on having in 10 years. And again, you ain't paid your electric bill because, you know, you're thinking about your light fixtures for your restaurant that's 10 years down the line. Why, my restaurant gonna be open next year and I think these light fixtures are cute. Okay, put that little money in a piggy bank or in a little investment account. But right now, you need to pay them lights before the lights in your fucking house don't be on. You see what I'm saying? In those little small things, it's funny, but it's not, because people really do it. You so busy buying a new outfit every time you gotta go perform somewhere, or you paying for this type of studio and doing this and doing that, and your kids haven't had new sneakers or, you know, books and shit for school or nothing. You know, every time I turn around, you're going out for another business meeting and a business lunch, and, you know, but you haven't taken your girlfriend on a date in 2 years. How that look? What does that tell those people in your life? Like, you don't really matter. And you might not think that they look at it like that, but they do. That's how they feel. Because the proof is in it. It's just like, yeah, mom, damn, I know you got plans and I know you're trying to do this. And we agree. We want you to be successful too. But what the fuck about us? On a regular day. You don't care about us on a regular day? Every time I turn around, you're going somewhere, doing something, running here, running there. But on a regular day, we can't get a breakfast, sit down. You can't check my homework no days. I don't hear from you every time I wake up, you ain't here. I go to bed, you ain't here. What's that all about? So you just really got to understand and realize, like, what's important. Find a balance and allocate it appropriately, and just really give the attention and, you know, the needed attention and necessary time to the things that really matter, and really just figure out what's most important to you. And even if you have to do, like, write your to-do list, you know, make your to-do list. Shit, make a chart. Figure out what's urgent, what's important. Listen, okay, I need to get this done. These are all the important things. Then put them shits in order of urgency. Okay, even do it like you do your bills. All right, so these are my bills. I got my gas, my electric, my cable, my rent, my car note, my car insurance, my phone bill, my this, my that, my hair, my nails, my wax, my whatever, your groceries, everything. Put it all on a list. Then, you know, so you would do that with your bills. Okay, well, this is doing the 1st, this is doing the 1st, this is doing the 3rd, this is doing the 12th, this is doing the 19th. Do it like that. Okay. And with all these things, now what's most important? What is important and urgent? What gotta get handled today? What I gotta do today? This is the $300 I got. What do I have to pay today? What can get done? And then you go from there. Okay, now next week with this check, I can do X, Y, Z. So just like y'all budget y'all money out and handle y'all bills, make sure you do that with all areas of your life. And prioritize, just like, clearly, okay, what's on your important list? Family, career, you know, I don't know what y'all find important, you know. Family, career, you know, some people it might be getting to the doctor, you know, working on your health and exercising or something like that. You know, some other things that are important but maybe not as urgent. It's just like, well, it is important if you want to stay up on top of yourself, and, you know, you want to get a new pair of glasses, or, you know, you like to get your hair and nails done. I'm not saying that you can't do the things that you want to do, because if it's important to you, then it's important to you. I'm not here to say that getting your nails done is not important. It's not important to me, but it is important to some people. It's a part of their daily maintenance or their regular personal maintenance. So boom. So you figure that out. Then it's just like, okay, so what is something that I want to do, but it's not really important and it's not really like urgent. Okay, well, I wanted to kind of try to do like a pole dancing class, or I wanted to try to go on this little weekend beach trip, or I wanted to try like something like that. So it's just like, I do want to do it. So but it's not imperative. It's not super important that I need to get it done right now today. It's not super urgent that I have to put it over top of any of this. And then you just allocate it. Like, you know what? So over the next month, I can do 2 days with the kids. I can do 3 days a week with, you know, my business plan. You know, 3 days a week for such and such amount of hours. You know, I can rest in between. On these days, I'll cook. This will be date day for me and Bae. You know, and just figure it out like that. And if you do it like that, and then you look at your life in a whole different way and look at it as a lifestyle change, and you make those conscious efforts to make those changes on a regular basis, your life will run smoothly. All your dreams and aspirations will come true. You'll, of course, be major successful. You'll have a successful relationship. You'll be present and active in your kids' and family life. You'll have still your friends and your loved ones and people to cry to and support you and help and hug you and congratulate you and all those amazing things that we have. You'll have your money. Your business will be successful because you're giving it the appropriate time. And things are happening organically opposed to you trying to force them. So I definitely encourage everybody to just try to learn how to focus and prioritize a little bit more. And, and moving forward, I think that if you make it a lifestyle change, it will make all the difference, all the better for your regular life. I know it's helped for me, and it's something that I'm still struggling with on a day-to-day. But I am definitely working on it, and I know what the other side looks like. I know what it looks like to not do it. I know what it looks like to not prioritize. I know what it looks like to not, have that focused mindset. When I'm on that tunnel vision, I know what that looks like. And I've lost a lot of things. I've lost a lot of time, mostly. Time is the one thing we cannot get back. It don't matter what you do, how much money you got, how much success you have. The one thing that you cannot be relinquished or replenished is your time. Once it's gone, it's gone. Once those days are missed, once those opportunities are missed, once that clock runs out, then it's over. So you just got to make sure that you're making the best out of every single day. It's 24 hours in a day. And some people say it's not enough hours in a day. But you just got to figure out, with this 24 hours, what am I going to do? What am I going to make count? How am I going to allocate and prioritize the things that are important to me? Fuck what you think is important to everybody else, but figure out what's important to you. And look at your 24 hours. And figure out how you're going to appropriate it. Because everything needs attention. And if you do it the right way, then you can be successful. And you can have a fulfilling, overall, balanced life. But it really starts with you. You're the only one that can make those changes. You're the only one that can make those determinations. And I don't want anybody to have to wait until it's too late to see, the downside of their actions. It's never too late to fix it. Let's get on it now. If you got an opportunity and, even if you've lost days or missed time, start today. So I definitely encourage you all to kind of just work on focusing and prioritizing your life as a whole, no matter what it is that you want to do, whether you want to have a successful relationship and get married, you want to start a family or build a better foundation with your family, have children, get to know your kids more, spend more time with them, work on your business plan, take your time, do it right. Don't rush and then be closed down next year. Do everything the right way. Take your time, do it right, plan it out, set goals, set realistic goals for yourself. Write it down step by step. Put timelines on it, put dates on it, whatever you got to do to get to where you need to be, then get it done. Don't forget that this is episode 19 of season 6. So next week will be our season finale for season 6. I hope that you guys all tune in. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do something big or not. But I appreciate you guys all for tuning in tonight and each and every Tuesday to Talk to Me Tuesday. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight for All Nighter, bringing back sexy late night radio. So hope that you guys will be there for that. Of course, any previous episodes of Talk to Me Tuesday, as well as if you came late to tonight's episode, you can check it out on my YouTube channel or on my website, justbeyoutv.com. Link is in my bio. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good night. Love you guys.